It was a little after 9 p.m. when Mike parked outside a small convenience store, waiting for his friend to grab a few things. He scrolled through his phone, half distracted, when he noticed movement in the corner of his vision. Two children were standing at the edge of the lot, a boy and a girl. Both looked no older than 12. Their clothes seemed outdated, like something you'd see in a thrift store from the 90s. At first, Mike thought they were lost, but the way they walked, slow, deliberate, made his stomach twist. They came straight to his car, stopping right at his window. The boy knocked softly. "Mister, can we get a ride? We need to go home." Something in his tone was wrong. Flat, emotionless. Mike rolled his window down just an inch. "Where's your mom? Why are you out here alone?" The girl spoke next. "Please, let us in. It's cold." That's when Mike finally looked at them properly. His chest seized, their eyes completely black. No whites, no pupils, just endless, inky darkness. Fear surged through him. He fumbled for the lock button, making sure every door was sealed. The boy's tone sharpened, louder now. "Let us in. We can't come in unless you let us." Mike's instinct screamed. He started the car and hit the gas, swerving out of the lot. His hands shook as he gripped the wheel. When he finally looked in the rearview mirror, the children hadn't moved. They were standing dead center in the road, staring at his retreating car. And though the distance grew, Mike swore he could still feel their gaze locked on him, waiting as if they knew he would come back one day. On a rainy evening in October, a traveling salesman pulled into a small roadside hotel. It was the only light for miles, just a flickering neon sign and a front desk that smelled of stale coffee. The woman at the counter gave him a tired smile and handed over the key to room 4. But before he left, she added quietly, "Stay out of room 6. It's off limits." The man chuckled. "Renovations?" She didn't laugh. She only repeated, "It's off limits." That night, the salesman lay in bed, trying to ignore the storm outside. But sometime after 2 a.m., he heard it. Faint scratching. Slow, deliberate, coming from the hallway. He sat up, holding his breath. The sound grew louder. Against his better judgment, he opened his door just a crack. Room 6 was across the hall. Its door, supposedly locked, was open. Inside, in the glow of the hallway light, sat a pale figure, rocking back and forth on the bed, muttering words too soft to understand. The salesman's blood ran cold. He watched for only seconds, but it was seconds too long. The figure stopped moving and turned its head sharply toward him. He slammed his door and locked it, heart pounding until morning. When he checked out, he asked the desk clerk what was in room 6. She looked at him as if he had spoken a forbidden word. Then she said, "That room has been empty for 30 years. The last man who stayed there never checked out." It was just past midnight when David finished his shift at the factory. He was tired, bleary-eyed, and wanted nothing more than to get home, eat something warm, and fall into bed. The highway was empty, just miles of cracked asphalt stretching endlessly, swallowed by thick rolling fog that seemed to move with him. As he rounded a bend, his headlights caught something. A figure, a young woman, standing on the shoulder of the road, in what looked like a pale dress. She wasn't waving frantically, just holding her arm out, her thumb raised like she was hitchhiking. David hesitated. Normally, he would have kept driving. Who in their right mind picks up a stranger in the middle of the night? But something about the way she stood there, motionless, almost fragile, pulled at him. Against his better judgment, he slowed the car. The girl climbed in without a word. Her hair was damp, as though she'd been walking through mist for hours. She didn't make eye contact, only whispered, "Just up the road." For a few minutes, David drove in silence, the tires humming against the cracked pavement. When he finally glanced toward her, his chest tightened. The seat was empty. The passenger door was still locked. And yet, the faint impression of weight lingered on the seat. Even stranger, the seatbelt buckle was still clicked in. David slammed the brakes, heart pounding. He pulled over and scrambled out, scanning the road. Nothing, just a shifting fog. When he dared to look back inside, the only trace she'd ever been, there was a single damp patch on the fabric, as if someone had been crying silently, alone in his car.